Hello, I want to introduce you to Terahertz. And I was first introduced to Terahertz a couple years ago, and I purchased one of these blowers, and this is made by this is an iTeracare Classic, and I still use that Classic every day on my face every morning. I mist my face with a special mist, and I dry my face every morning with the Classic. I love my Classic. I've had it a couple years, and my wife and I use it every day. But when I first got started, the company didn't have enough product, and some of the people that I had introduced waited over 2 months to get their iTeracare blower. Well, in the process, we thought, well, maybe we can do something in the interim to make a little battery-powered Terahertz generator. And so we put this little iTeracare little handy little thing together, and it wasn't near as sophisticated as this, but it was while people were waiting to get their Classic blower, we shared this with a bunch of folks. Now, it only had one little light on the end of it. Now, of course, it's got three, and like I say, it's much more sophisticated. But here's what we found. Well, first of all, I had the iTeracare Classic analyzed. We took it apart, we analyzed it, we realized that it's the violet light that is the terahertz. Because of the distance between the light, which is here, and the end of the tube here, it loses a lot of energy. So it puts at about 7 milliwatts of energy, where this puts at 12 because the lights are right against the skin. So they don't have the distance to lose potency. Well, I put together some notes because I don't want to lose anything, and I want to make sure that I explain it properly. One of the things that this does is, because this doesn't have a blower, it's much easier to use on a glass of water, because you don't have to don't have to resist the air blowing into the water. So this just sets right on the glass, and because it's 12 milliwatts instead of 7, it only takes 10 to 15 seconds to terahertz a glass of water. Well, the other advantage is, because it doesn't have a blower and it doesn't make any noise, it's great for animals. You can massage your cat or your dog with a light. You can work on a horse's neck. You can work on any mammal. We haven't gotten into the veterinarian world yet, because once we do, it's going to be huge. Now, in order to get one of these lights, you have to get together with the person that shared this video with you, because that's the only way you're going to be able to get one. Now, when I started with iTeracare, within a year I had 189 people that had bought a Classic. And I really haven't approached all of them yet with this light, because I was waiting to prove its value. So now we proved it, we know what it is. Nikola Tesla said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. What vibrates at 1 trillion times a second? Terahertz. Well, because our blood is 94% water, and if we terahertz the beverage that we drink, that water gets into our blood starts to vibrate, and the blood cells stop clumping and clustering and sticking together. Well, what happens then? Now the blood cells move independently, and they get through the capillaries and the veins much more easily. How about lymph? Lymph is 94% water. What does lymph do? Well, lymph carries nutrients and waste into and out of our cells. It's not the blood, it's the lymph. But lymph lubricates muscle fibers, and there's one column of lymph fluid between each muscle fiber. And if the lymph is not working properly, muscle fibers dry out and they get stuck and stiff. Now, I'm almost 80, and when it snows, we have a 300-foot driveway, and it takes me a little over an hour to shovel that driveway by myself. Now, at 79, almost 80, that's not too bad. Well, one of the reasons I'm able to do that is because I've been using terahertz frequencies for almost 2 years. And my muscles are well lubricated, And even at my age, although I really need to do a lot more exercise, my muscles are still working fine. Well, a friend of mine had lower back pain, really serious lower back pain. So he got one of my Light of Lives, and he put it on the sofa, and he sat against it, and pretty soon it reduced his pain radically. He calls it the pain eraser. "40 years ago," now realize I'm almost 80, so a lot of the people that I'm going to share with you have been dead for years. But 40 years ago, I met a French acupuncturist who had studied with the Chinese emperor's physicians before 1948, because Mao came in and killed them all, got rid of them. This Frenchman would go to the super wealthy and live with them until their cancers were cured. Now, they paid him an exorbitant amount of money, and he didn't want any money till the cancer was gone. But he had the super wealthy paying him tens of thousands of dollars to get rid of their cancers. Now, I learned some things from him, because the Chinese emperor's physicians, they didn't just use a needle. They used copper, brass, silver, and gold needles, because the needles are vibrating. Now, think about this. You don't think about that vibration because it's so fast. Can you feel 1,000,000,000 times a second? No, you can't even feel it. It's too fast to feel. So, if you think about acupuncture, acupuncturists, let me get this back where I can see it. So these are reflexology charts. This is a foot chart, and this is a hand chart, and this is a face chart, and even as valuable, now you can get all these charts on Amazon. This is an ear chart, and this is all the things in the ear that you can connect to. Now, I'm lucky. I have an acupuncturist who's third generation Chinese. She's also a U.S. medical doctor. And when I have a challenge and she sticks a needle in my body shifts and I get better. Well, I mean, I know a lot of people don't believe in that, but it's simple, it's true. Well, I can take my light, my little light, and I can aim it on a point, and I can create that vibration on that point. And in essence, it works like acupuncture. So now you know that we can produce terahertz. So if you have a terahertz blower, you can use this light. Now, this light is battery operated. You can slip it in your pocket. You can take it anywhere you want to go. It lasts about 30 hours in one charge. It's got a little charging port. You just plug a wire in it and charge it. And it's really convenient. It's much more convenient than having a wire connected to a wall. So we got started with the light. But then we added two more technologies to it. We added scalar waves. What are scalar waves? Well, scalar waves broadcast. So when I turn this light on and I hold it near my body for about 3 feet around this light, there are scalar waves being generated, and there's a little light here, and you see it change color. And it's got 7 colors. Each color is connected to a meridian or an energy pathway. So as this light is next to me, as I'm holding it, the scalar waves are balancing all the energy pathways in my body. Well, those energy pathways are the same pathways that acupuncturists use. So that's the second technology. We have terahertz and we have scalar waves. But we have a third technology, which is also scalar waves. Now, on this unit, and you'll see it right here, this rectangle is actually a remedy pulse device. And when we put things on it, like here's a vitamin C, and when I put a vitamin C on this plate, it's radiating the frequency of that vitamin C all around it, and I'm receiving the physics, not the chemistry, but the physics of that vitamin C. Well, I mean, that's great. You still eat it. But there's something else that I love, because I have a favorite oil, and it's right here. And that little oil is $275. Well, I didn't want to use up that oil because it's so expensive. So what I do is I set this on my desk when I'm working, and I generate the frequency of that oil into my body. So this remedy is actually pulsating through the atmosphere about 3 feet away. Now, that rose is the most expensive oil that you can get. That little bottle is $275. But my favorite oil is frankincense, and I do the same thing with my frankincense. Well, I can actually do 2 oils at the same time. So anybody that does aromatherapy is going to want one of these lights. So let me see if I missed anything. The foot and the hand and the ear charts, you can get those on the internet. Oh, something I do every day. I take the light and I stick it in the back of my shirt, and for 15 minutes I do the top of my spine, and then I move it down my low back to the bottom of my spine, and I do it for 5 minutes. Why do I do that? Because I want to produce more stem cells. You've heard about people spend thousands of dollars to get stem cell injections. Well, 15 minutes up here and 5 minutes down there and up and down my spine for 5 minutes will give me more stem cells. So these are some of the advantages of the light of life. Now, if you want to get one, you need to go to the person who introduced you to this video. Because when I started this a little over a year ago, got about 100 people that are in the program, and they are the lead people. And it's only through them that you can get this light. So thank you for watching this little short presentation. If you have any questions, get back with the person who shared this video with you. And certainly if you have animals, get a light for your animals. If you have pets, you want to terahertz the drinking water that they drink. I've got farmers now that have goats. They treat the water for their goats because goats get sick and just drop dead. Well, they aren't having as many goats get sick and drop dead. It's got tremendous benefits. 1 trillion times a second, vibrating your lymph cells and your blood cells, keeping you young and healthy. So God bless you, and thank you for watching this presentation. And get back with the person who shared this with you. God bless you.